because of the relationship yours as well.
Yeah.
And I've been very touched by that, and I thank you both.
You're welcome. Thanks again for coming.
You're welcome.
See you later. Talking with Jeffrey and Vicky.
I can just start to feel the fullness in the ear. It starts to, something's not quite right. You know, I'm really sick. I couldn't go out.
Come get me day.
It was where I called her, come and get me. I says, I'm out behind the gazebo. I'm not doing well. So all these people at the nursing home are looking at me like, what's wrong with this guy? You know,
Crazy.
I'm out laying
good.
in the grass and that. So,
Drink too much.
well, that's what it
One of
looks
your
like.
protest avenues.
Oh, I've
things that we work
scared.
through.
I've scared entire coaching staffs that I coach football with. I went to the Cleveland Clinic. They sent me there, and that's when they told me you definitely have Meniere's. What we have to do is actually remove your whole inner ear. You're going to be in the hospital for a while because you got to learn how to balance, only having one side of your
That's right.
your balance mechanism there.
That's right.
And I said, gosh, I really don't want to do that.
That's right.
And so,
Starting all over again.
Well,
Yeah.
no, the surgery was super scary.
yeah.
To think about all the possibilities of what else if something else goes wrong, and what will you be left with? There's no guarantees. We all know surgery never has
Wow.
guarantees.
No, it doesn't.
So you take it. I told him, I know you're feeling really horrible. This is not a time to make a decision like that. So
Yeah.
let's just wait.
Yeah.
Maybe it's time for you to get back on the website and see what new has transpired.
Yeah.
And luckily, the gentleman that put the post down there, and there was 1,000 hits on that, that's where it all led.
It started from there. And what was that post? That was pretty interesting.
It was a guy, and he lived in North Carolina, and he went and saw an upper cervical specialist that took care of his Meniere's for him.
Okay.
And he says, I've tried all this stuff, and he listed everything that I've been through.
That you were well aware of.
And
Yeah.
because I got very educated in Meniere's, because everybody called it the mystery disease, nobody
Yes.
knows what causes it,
Yes.
how do you get it, or anything. So I went on this website, and the guy was talking to Carolina, and he just happened to mention in one of the lines was one of the best in the United States with the Meniere's is Dr. Burkon in Grand Rapids. I said, Grand Rapids, I can do that.
Wait a minute.
You
I
know.
recognize that.
Yeah, I
I
said,
know
I'm on the
that.
other side of the state, but I'll gladly go over there.
You can try
So,
this.
Yes.
and when it came back in February or March is when it came back, and I was really seriously thinking about the surgery. And when I found this and called here, they squeezed me in that Friday. Come and go.
Yeah.
And he's even told me it's 6 weeks when I first came here. He says, you'll be doing a whole heck of a lot better. And he was right. And we're just trying to figure the right stretch of getting me back aligned that we can go. And I think 5 weeks we stretched it a little bit too far this time.
Because everything else we tried was we never got the results
You couldn't
that we
repeat
had
it.
gotten
Yeah.
from this. Never.
At least now, if I call it getting vergy, where you can kind of feel it coming and it's not going to hit. I'll have those, whereas before, when you feel it coming, you'd have it.
It was
And then
tough.
you'd feel lousy for a day or two afterwards. Now,
So would you recommend Dr. Pecan?
oh, absolutely.
By the train full.
Absolutely. Train full,
By the
yeah.
train full.
But the thing is trying to find the people. I mean, you just talk to people and they'll say, well, I know somebody that's always dizzy. They say they got vertigo. And I said,
Yeah.
you might want to get checked.
Yeah.
Because I'll start asking some questions. Do you have this? Does this happen? Do you get the sweats? Do you get nauseous?
Your
And
family
they'll say,
doctor
yeah.
doesn't really know. They can
Doesn't.
they begin, but it took us. I know it was more than a year before we knew what was really wrong.
Yeah.
You know, everybody was guessing. It was trial and error. You know, well, you heard
We don't, you know.
vasodepressor syndrome, autoimmune
Yeah.
inner ear
Inner ear
disease, to
disease,
Meniere's.
To
Finally, Cleveland Clinic said, well, it's Meniere's, but there's not much we can do. We can treat symptoms. We can give you some medicines. Antivert for the dizziness. I tried that. It didn't work.
No.
They say, wait till you get dizzy and then take it. Well, I'd take it and then...
and the symptoms
Uh,
of taking a drug could be dizziness.
Yeah, and
That's
you
the
read
funniest
on
part
the
of it.
drug bottle, it says it could cause dizziness. This is good. You take a
It's
pill
good.
that could cause dizziness
Yeah.
to take away the dizziness. I think the other Meniere's people I've talked to, everybody has had a trauma way back. Not just,
Yes.
everybody
Yes.
thinks, oh, that happened 2 years ago. Well, mine happened 15, 16,
years
17
ago,
years
yeah.
ago.